Today I'm going to do a review on the original stainless steel rolling pen. I did receive it for free in exchange for a review, but all opinions are completely my own. Go ahead and get started and take a look at the product. This is made of stainless steel and it is a French style rolling pen. It has a lot of great features and I can honestly say that after using it, I probably will never use a wooden traditional rolling pen again. I'm going to stick with this rolling pen, and they're definitely going to be the straight and stainless steel rolling pens. I couldn't believe the difference between the stainless steel and the wooden, and it definitely changed my mind, and like I said, I'll probably never use a wooden rolling pen again. So a lot of different things a stainless steel rolling pin does that the wooden ones don't, and a couple of the things that I really like is the fact that it does not stick to the dough. The dough will not stick to the finish on the stainless steel rolling pin. It has a non-stick metallic finish to it. I used it several times and the dough never stuck to it at all. When I was done, the only thing on the rolling pin was flour residue, just like some powder from the flour. So I really like that. A lot of times with a wooden rolling pin and you roll out dough, the dough tends to stick to it, and then you end up with holes in it, and it just kind of, eventually a lot of the dough just ends up sticking to the rolling pin, and then you end up with clumps on the rolling pin, and then when it's time to wash it, it's really hard to get off, especially if you don't wash it right away. So I really like the idea that with the stainless steel one, the dough does not stick to it. The rolling pin's pretty much clean when you're done using it. Like I said, with the exception of there's some flour on it, which that's to be expected. So I like that idea. I also think that it's really nice that you can throw it in the dishwasher because it is dishwasher safe. It is non-porous, so you do not have to worry about it absorbing any of the germs or anything from the food that you're using. It will not absorb odors, colors, or flavors. So I definitely like that aspect of it. I have a wooden rolling pin that I was using before, and if I would get like oil on it or something that was going to stain, I could never get it off. It would just leave like a mark on it, and it typically picked up color. If I would use some kind of color, it would stay on there and it would not come off until I washed it. I don't know how many times. So I really like the idea of that. It is a lot lighter, and I find it really easy to use because you can kind of just, when you're rolling it out, you can just kind of roll it out anywhere. You're not kind of limited to the handles on the sides like the traditional wooden rolling pins have. And with this one, you can kind of apply the amount of pressure that you want to. It seems really easy to use. When you're rolling out the dough, it just kind of glides across it, and I really like that aspect of it. There's a couple other things too. Like I said, it is hollow, and with it being hollow, one of the really cool things about that is it will not transfer the heat from your hands to it. So like when you're using it, since it's hollow, the heat from your hands isn't going to make the rolling pin hot and therefore make your dough warm and make it sticky and everything like that. Usually heat tends to kind of loosen the dough up, and you really want your dough tight when you're using it and when you're rolling it out. So I really like that idea. And one of the other cool things is you can actually stick it in the refrigerator or the freezer, and it will take on that cold temperature, and it will actually turn cold, and you can roll your dough out, and then, like I said before, that will keep your dough cold while you're rolling it out, rather than kind of losing that coolness. A lot of times after you make your dough, you sit it in the fridge, and this way you can actually sit your rolling pin in there too, and then you're not kind of warming up your dough before you're ready. So I really like that idea. I think it's an overall really nice product, and I think the things that stick out to me are the fact that it is non-porous, so you don't have to worry about cross-contamination because it's not going to absorb any bacteria or any germs. And I think it's so much easier to use, and I like how it doesn't stick. It is 15 3/4 inches long, and the diameter is 1.5 inches, so it is really easy to store. You can pretty much just lay this anywhere. So I really like that idea. And I do actually have my wooden rolling pin. I'm going to lay it here side by side just to kind of show you the difference in size. So this is the one I have, and as you can see, I mean, the wooden rolling pin is a little bit longer, but it's definitely a lot wider. So I mean, there's the difference. It's definitely a lot wider. So to me, it's just a lot easier to store, and it's better to handle, in my opinion. When you're rolling out the dough, it's better to handle. You can just kind of roll out the dough, and like I said, it just kind of glides along on top of the dough. It doesn't stick. So overall, I really liked it, and like I said before, I'm probably not going to use a wooden rolling pin again, just because I was so impressed with the performance of the stainless steel one, and the differences, in my opinion, really kind of stood out to me. So I'm definitely going to continue to use this one for years to come. It seems very sturdy and very durable, so it's going to last a really long time. And if you are interested in checking out this product and possibly purchasing it, then I will put the link in the description below, and thanks for watching. I'm going to do a quick demonstration and roll out some basic dough to see if it sticks to the stainless steel rolling pin. And I did not put any flour or anything on the rolling pin before I started. I just made the dough and pulled the rolling pin out, so I didn't put any flour coating or anything on it to make it not stick. As you can see, it is rolling it really smoothly. It does stick a little bit, but dough is sticky. That's why you always put flour on it. But as you can see, there isn't really a whole lot of stuff sticking to it. A lot of what you see is actually just flour from the dough. There's actually, the more I look at it, there isn't any pieces of the dough stuck to it. So I really like that, because a lot of times when I get done rolling out dough with a wooden one, I have big blotches of dough stuck on the rolling pin. So I like the idea that the rolling pin is still clean, just has some flour on it, which that's to be expected. So I really like that, and keep doing it here for a minute. And as you can see, it just kind of rolls through it really smoothly. There's little to no sticking whatsoever. So